All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Johnny Pistol. I have with me the very sensual Meat Biscuit.
Hey, worldwide derby fans.
Woo, that was a really bad time to eat a fisherman's friend. Woo!
Cleans out your nose and freshens your breath.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Upcoming, as you will be able to see through the cameras, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Reef City Roller Girls, which is obviously Cairns, versus the Gold Coast Roller Derby, obviously Gold Coast.
Yes, and you look Gold Coast Roller Derby with excellent, awesome new uniforms.
Yeah, they're pretty sensual. I like them. Very bright and colourful. I can see all the numbers, which always makes our job easier. What do you reckon about that game that was just before this, Meaty?
Man, that was awesome. That went down right down to the level. There were so many interesting things in it, like jammerless jams and...
Yeah, I haven't seen a jammerless jam since miners were around.
Now, what we got, we'll also start off, we'll call out who we got representing the Gold Coast Roller Derby. We have number 11, Thunderbolt. Number 16, Bitterness. Number 20, Samcyanide. 22, Kat Da Brat. Number 24, TMNT Shell Razor. AK-47, Major Age. 51, Skaterpede. 96, Ziggy Gnarly. 101, Titty Griffinwhore. 23, Spankn'Stein. And $2.50, Sushi Slammer. And that is your team from the Gold Coast Roller Derby.
Yeah, looking good there. And for the Reef City Roller Girls, we have number 2, Ree Possessed. Number 21, Killer Bones. Number 22, Viva Las Vengeance. Number 358, Fraulein Fierce. Number 42, Malice N Mayhem. Number 6, Lemons. Number 65, Smiling Chaos. 74, Ominous Omes. Number 85, Diepolar Bitch. Number 919, Kathaclysm. That's a horrible one to pronounce, so excuse me. And number 99, Bible Batter.
Kathaclysm.
Yeah, Kathaclysm. Yeah, Kathaclysm. I'm going to have to practice that one when I get home. Kathaclysm. If you hear me saying Kathaclysm a lot, that's just because I'm practicing.
Either that or you cannot spell, Johnny Pistol.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, it looks like Reef City Roller Girls are anxious to get this game started. They are already on the track. Jam up, pack the whole works.
Yeah, the problem is we haven't started yet, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, Killer Bones is having a little bit of trouble with her helmet. It looks like the referees aren't happy with the way it is, and they're just trying to fix that up now. So we're going to run a little bit behind time, which just means you get to talk with us, Meaty and Johnny. It's great.
No, it is great. Down at the Morayfield Leisure Centre in Morayfield, sunny Queensland, for the Tropicarnage Cup, the third instalment, 2013.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff. Last year had some real closes. Gold Coast, I believe, came third last year, so interesting to see how they put up their performance against the Reef City Roller Girls. And just if Denouncer is out there listening, we like to call it the Morayfield Leisure Centre, which is a hybrid of Canadian and Californian, which is a horrible accent to have. I pity him.
Very distinct it is.
Looks like we're ready to roll. Number 65, Smiling Chaos for the Reef City Roller Girls.
And number 11, Thunderbolt for the Gold Coast Roller Derby, the powerhouse that it is.
And the first jam is away. Both jammers up the middle, having a little bit of difficulty with their respective packs. Looks like Thunderbolt went for the outside and made a short call. And Smiling Chaos is your first lead jammer.
Yes, Thunderbolt just getting spun out again on the second apex, but now she's straight back into it and trying to carve her way through the pack like the Queen Mary on a high sea, but there is plenty of red walls out the front and still tapping her out.
Smiling Chaos there with the hit it and quit it. First points on the board to the Reef City Roller Girls. Well done there. And that's a a boon to the defensive work there by the Reef City Roller Girls as they held Thunderbolt in the pack the entirety of that jam.
Yes, it was a very short jam, under 30 seconds to start off with, just having a look at each other, sizing each other's up. Both these teams are.
Yeah, just to reiterate, I believe I said 4 points. It was a grand slam. That is 5 points. What a great way to start, Johnny Pistol. Very great. Awesome work.
That it is. Yeah, we have 101 And I believe that is Titty Griffinwhore for the Gold Coast Roller Derby.
Yeah, taking a big hit there by the captain of Reef City at the back. And Smiling Chaos is looking to double her points and taking the jammer again for the RCRG.
Yes, Titty Griffinwhore still trying to work her way through the middle. Now she's taken, but she has been forced down, thrust asunder with a huge hit from number 2, Ree Possessed.
Yeah, that was very nicely done there. And Smiling Bones is your lead jammer. Nicely taken there by Bitterness at the front of the pack. And that forces Smiling Bones back into the pack, or eating the baby, I believe they call it, which is a disgusting metaphor, because if you've ever eaten a baby, you know it's not nice.
No, the only babies I've eaten are like Chicos.
Yeah, Chico babies.
Jelly babies, but they are very nice. But now both jammer Titty Griffinwhore, she has worked her way through the pack to score her first almost point-scoring pass straight on right, following closely behind.
Yeah, Griffinwhore only needs 1 point to get rid of that. There it is. 1 point for the Gold Coast, and the donut is eaten. And 2 points there to Reef City Roller Girls, 7-1.
Yeah, Titty Griffinwhore usually had that. She had her finger up as the whistle blew. Very confident of that 1 point. Yeah, straight back again. Number 11, Thunderbolt for Gold Coast Roller Derby.
Yeah, up against Fraulein Fierce. Number 358 for the Reef City Roller Girls.
Yeah, so far it's been an awesome day of Derby. This must be the 5th game so far?
Fourth game. Yeah, we're so excited. We've just seen so much. It starts to get mixed up a bit. I really love these teams because one's blue and one's red, and that makes it really, really, really easy to see what's going on. And there she is. Thunderbolt is through, your lead jammer. First lead jammer for the Gold Coast girls. It's a wonderful news there for the girls in blue.
Oh, yes, and taking full advantage, like skating like there is no tomorrow, trying to get back to the back of the pack as soon as she can. She so far has been unnoticed and manages to get under the arm of an outside blocker.
Big sandwich there on corner 2, though, and Thunderbolt calls off the jam. I believe this is going to be 2 points for Gold Coast. And a multiplayer block will be called at the end of that jam. Number 74, Ominous Omes, being sent to the bin at the back end of that jam. And it looks like Thunderbolt did score points, 3 points to be exact. That was one off. Originally, I thought she didn't score any, and I was a little scared that I am really bad at my job.
All we got to do is just watch the gentle hands of the referees. And up again for Gold Coast Roller Derby is Titty Griffinwhore, number 101. Making a huge effort to get through. She has to get around the last one defender. Oh, the match he's taking his left, right, and centre, and still getting thrust out on the 4th apex. But still going, she's got a teammate coming to help her through, and yes, she does. She gets around and is richly rewarded as lead jammer. Yeah,
that was nice work there by Kathaclysm. I've got it down pat. I've been practicing in my head. Kathaclysm with some wonderful defense in the middle of that pack, forcing Gold Coast to waste time, and it looks like a wonderful maneuver here for Gold Coast as they have themselves the first power jam of the bout.
Yes, Bible Basher unfortunately had a huge cut on the 2nd apex.
Yeah, this is the captain for Gold Coast, and she has taken the lead with her first Grand Slam pass, 5 points, making them 9-7, and the Gold Coast take the lead.
That's another awesome 5 points for
very easy too there, media. It was a bit disappointing considering how good defense RCRG are. I know they are. I've seen them.
Oh, here we go. They're getting a bit more of a 4.
Yeah, that was better. Making up for the last lap. They've really put the pressure on the captain.
But no pack's been called. Just getting a little bit too far ahead. So having to yield. Titty Griffinwhore gets a free pass on that occasion.
And it's easy to do though, media. You can get so caught up in blocking and you don't even realise that you've gone 20 feet in front of the pack. And you can almost see Gold Coast spreading the pack backwards to force that no-pack situation.
That's it, trying to force a mistake, get a couple of those blockers off, so it makes it a little bit easier for the jammer.
And it's wonderful work there by Griffinwhore, who calls off the jam just as the jammer for Reef City Roller Girls stands up, making sure that they get that small advantage at the start of the next jam. Big point scored there by Griffinwhore, 22-7, Gold Coast in front. Still 24 minutes, 22 seconds left on the clock. This is jam number 4.
Now we have, for the first jam today for Gold Coast Roller Derby, number 20, Samcyanide. But she decides to go straight up the middle because it is still a power jam situation. But
yeah, Bible Basher back on track, and she's looking to make up that small amount of lost ground that she started with. And Gold Coast with our lead jammer.
Yeah, Samcyanide with a little bit of a shoulder breaks 3 of
big hit there by number 51 from the Gold Coast. That is Skaterpede taking out Bible Basher on at corner 4 and giving Cyanide that nice little bit of a lead that she needs.
There's Bitterness getting into action now. Huge shoulder forcing out into the first apex.
And I believe that's Sammy Cyanide's power jam. It is 5 points there for the Gold Coast Roller Derby, 27-7. This started off as a Reef City Roller Girls bout, and it's quickly turned to the Gold Coast favour. Big hit there. Wonderful number 85, Diepolar Bitch.
But Samcyanide, she just brushed that off and pretty much stood straight up, just one knee down, straight back into the jamming action.
Yeah, Bible Bash is still having a little bit of trouble at the back of the pack, and the jam has been called 27-7 rather. And we will start Jam 5.
Now, once again, Gold Coast, we have the captain stepping up for a bat on the jammer line, Titty Griffinwhore.
Yeah, up against Smiling Chaos for RCRG, who originally put the points on the board. She's the first point scorer of this bout, so maybe you can see Reef City are leaning back towards that style of play, that more offensive rather than defensive. And Griffinwhore just taken out there nicely by the captain, number 358, Fraulein Fierce.
Yeah, it's been careful to yield back and not take any chance of being done for a cart. Now both jammers free and clear and skating back around. The pack is just starting to speed up a little bit. Reef City was just about to speed up the pack, but jam got called off before they could get in a full flight.
Yeah, and just looks like the points were updated. 32 points there to Gold Coast, 7 still to Reef City. We have number 11, Thunderbolt, up against number 65, Smiling Chaos. I'll tell you what, if Chaos ever smiled at me, I'd probably crap 20 tons of bricks.
The flavour really hits you like a packet of Samboy chips by the sound.
All these fisherman's friends, which I got to stop eating. Both girls up the middle of the pack, always a risky way to play, especially when there's a full complement of blockers. And Smiling Chaos takes advantage right up the middle, and she is your lead jammer. This is good news for RCRG, as they haven't had a lead jammer in a few jams.
The Thunderbolt, she gets a chance, and she takes full advantage while no one was looking and goes fully around the outside.
Yeah, you can see that Gold Coast have possession of the numbers in the pack, and they're speeding up this pack to make it as hard as possible for Smiling Chaos to score those points. Thunderbolt creeping up with half a lap to go. Smiling Chaos needs to call this jam off, and she does well with her timing. Looks like 3 points there for Reef City, making them double digits, 10-32.
And welcome again, number 20, Samcyanide, Gold Coast Roller Derby, the powerhouse that it is. Now, a little bit of in the Morayfield Leisure Centre, the crowd's starting to fill up a little bit more. Plenty of seats still, so if anyone, instead of watching this on the internet, feel free to come down. Entry tickets are $15, and Samcyanide manages to break straight through, and actually so quickly she's approaching the back of the pack already.
Yeah, it's been less than 20 seconds, and she's already done a full lap. Not to be outdone, though, Bible Basher taken out just on the corner of 1, though. Before that, though, she was coming in nicely. A little bit too much speed, managed to throw her off balance, and she was taken out. And the jam is called by Samcyanide for the Gold Coast Roller Derby, bringing their points to 36 and Reef City to 14.
Yes, Reef City at the moment still running with a very short pack. Only a jammer, a blocker, and 1 pivot. Still 2 being held up in the penalty area.
Yeah, and I think that might be what is failing Reef City at the moment. It's just those small penalties which we all make, or rather the girls make, because I wouldn't skate with my life dependent on it. It's too dangerous out there.
It certainly is, and
yeah, it's just those small penalties can cost you early in a game. We still have 20 minutes left of this first half, and of course 30 minutes left of the second half, which is, as you saw in the original game just before this, Gladstone, it doesn't matter how much they're winning by, it's always a tight game at the end, and I cannot wait for the last 5 minutes of this game.
Yes, a huge welcome to number 96, Ziggy Gnarly, her first jam for the tournament for Gold Coast Roller Derby.
Yeah, what a good way to start too, with lead jammer.
This is always an excellent confidence booster, that one.
Yeah, Smiling Chaos with about 20 feet behind. Ziggy Gnarly will probably try and make her way into the back of this pack as quick as possible and call it before Smiling Chaos makes up that small amount of ground. But it looks like she will continue play.
Yeah, Smiling Chaos, as she goes round, I think her foot slipped over the line and consequently has been done for a cut, which gives Gold Coast Roller Derby a power jam.
Yeah, that reiterates what I was saying before. Just those small little mistakes can cost you big. Not to say that these girls aren't skating wonderfully, because they are. Their defense is impeccable. And it's just those very unlucky things that'll happen in any sport, let alone derby, which is full of unluckiness.
Especially being inside an indoor sports centre, there's so many lines going everywhere. It takes actually a couple of laps just to adjust to how many different colour lines there are. It's an awesome job. And now we have, once again, number 20, Samcyanide for the Gold Coast Roller Derby, who quickly becomes the jammer. Yeah,
a little bit of a hop, skip and a jump there on the inside line. Unfortunately, Reef City has another blocker to the bin. That's number 22, Viva Las Vengeance. And there is 2 in the bin now, including the jammer for Reef City. Wonderful blocking there by number 74 from Reef City. That's Ominous Omes. And she's going to be sent to the bin for that. I'm not quite sure why, but my opinion is not word of God.
May have been an out-of-play block or something, maybe, because he might have been a little bit forward. Who would know with that?
Maybe, yeah. We don't question the rules. We just obey them.
That's it. We just watch what happens.
And it looks like Reef City will have another one sent to the bin at the end of that jam. That's number 85, Diepolar Bitch. These are not good things for Reef City, as they already have 2 blockers and a jammer in the bin. She will now have to go into queue.
And it's another power jam start for Gold Coast Roller. They have number 51, Skaterpede. Her welcome Skaterpede to the jammer line for Gold Coast Roller Derby. Anxious to get some points for her team. And as Johnny Pistol was just saying, there's Reef City only has 2 blockers on.
Skaterpede through the pack and is your lead jammer. Now let's see if we can find some of that wonderful Reef City defense that we all know and love.
Yes, Reef City's jammer, number 65, Smiling Chaos, is just being released from the penalty box. And
monster hit there by Thunderbolt, number 11. Skate's getting caught up there, so no one will be called for it. And I tell a lie. And wonderful defense and strategy by Gold Coast. You'll see that they knew that they had the numbers. They slowed down that pack right on that corner 3, and they made a no-pack situation, which means your blockers basically become useless.
That's it, forcing a mistake, and now we have actually both jammers.
Yeah, they almost held hands on their way to the bin.
They met each other, tangled skates, held hands, and straight in the bin. But they will both only have to serve a short amount of time, one serving the amount of time as the other one has been. But there seems a little bit of confusion down into the penalty box. Both jammers looking at each other, wanting to go.
I think they should both, in my personal opinion, I think they both go at the same time. I don't understand why one's in there any longer. They both sat down at the same time. So interesting to catch up later and maybe find out exactly what happened at the end of that.
Yes, that sort of thing might be asking for an official review. We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. Skaterpede Kat Da Brat putting her body on the line to defend against that jammer, and she does well, sucking her back into the pack, and then the rest of the Gold Coast girls washing machined the crap out of her. Skaterpede is through, scoring some much-needed points for Gold Coast's well-endowed lead.
Yeah, Smiling Chaos just getting a little bit of attempted whip. They're trying to grab a hold of her shirt and thrust her through the line of blue.
Yeah, always good to see a shirt whip. And the jam is called by the time, 52-15. Well done there to Skaterpede. And there's that official review we almost predicted. Oh, no, I tell a lie. It's not. It is a team timeout.
And they might be questioning what's going on.
Yeah, that was a little bit of confusion there, but it is roller derby, and it happens quite a bit. We saw quite a bit in the last couple of games.
Yes, but everything is under the extremely watchful eye of Harry Spotter.
Yeah, King Midas himself.
Yes, Australia's greatest referee, Australia's first WWOOFTA-rated umpire, sitting here with a very stern look in his face, watching the proceedings. What is going on?
Now it is 52-15 in Gold Coast favour. That is not enough of a lead to be comfortable against a team like Reef City. I've seen them skate last year at Tropicarnage, and if anyone is the comeback kid, it is the ladies in the lifeguard outfits. They are very good at rescuing themselves from in this particular situation, not much of a hole. It's only 30-odd points.
I do believe I saw Reef City Roller Girls score go up by 1.
Oh, there you go. That was just for hard work.
Just for extra points.
Number 358, the captain for Reef City. We have Fraulein Fierce, and I apologize if I am pronouncing it wrong. I am not good with my U's, I's, and L's.
And numbers
all smashed in together.
Number 16, Bitterness for Gold Coast Roller Derby. I believe this is her first jam, and she is off to a flying start, but there is a huge wall.
Wonderful wall there by Reef City, and that's that defense I was talking about earlier. I know these girls have it in them. They're one of the best team blockers in the competition, so it's good to see that they're actually utilizing that skill that they have, and now they have almost a full track head start on Gold Coast.
Yes, they actually used their whole team against another whole team to get their jammer through. That was quite awesome. Bunched the whole team into the
bit of an arm whip there, and she is through for 5. I tell like 4 points there for Reef City. Wonderful work, considering there is only the one blocker on track, and the jam is called. Well done to the captain. 4 points for Reef City.
Yeah, it's an awesome fast jam that time. The pace was just starting to pick up, but just so far ahead, just decided to call it off and have another and look straight back into it again. Didn't even bother going off with number 11 and Thunderbolt coming to join. Plenty of action down here happening at the Morayfield Leisure Centre.
There you go. I've been learning the pronunciation. It's Fraulein Fierce. Fraulein Fierce. Fraulein.
And Bitterness.
I will try and throw the worst Ocker slang behind that as I can, so I have an excuse if someone tries to bash me for pronouncing it wrong
later.
And we do have Thunderbolt, number 11. She's done well for Gold Coast earlier in this bout, and she's continuing to do so as your lead jammer. Looking for points now at the back of the pack. 2-on-2. This is a light pack, very skinny in the middle. And it looks like she's through out of play. Well done there. A hit it and quit it if I've ever seen one. 4 points for Gold Coast.
Yes, and not only scoring 4 points, but limiting Reef City to no points at this stage for that jam.
I think I'm just decided I'm going to call her Fierce from now on. Just to save everyone the drama of my mispronunciations and Ocker slang.
Number 20, Samcyanide.
Yeah, she also has scored some big points for Gold Coast early in the bout, so maybe Gold Coast are trying to stick with what they know. Number 99 for Reef City, that's Bible Basher, and she's done very well for her respective team as well.
That Samcyanide taking advantage of the very, very short pack for Reef City with only one blocker and one jammer on the field at the moment.
Yeah, Bible Basher was clever there. She followed the other jammer. I think you realised that her getting the lead jammer position was probably unlikely, but if she could stick to the heels of the other jammer, it almost voids the jam anyway. Interesting to see if it gets called off, and it does.
But just in time, number 74, Ominous Omes, came back on for a little bit more stiffer defence for the next jam.
Yeah, this is what Reef City needs. They just need a few more blockers. We all know, as I discussed earlier, their team defence is impeccable. But you can't have a team defence if you've got one blocker out there. So, got to stop with those silly majors, and then you watch the wrecking ball that is the lifesavers. Not the lolly too, the guys that actually save lives. And you get it.
I do get it. Multicoloured.
I lose track sometimes. Skaterpede, number 51 for Gold Coast, straight through the middle, up the guts, and she is your lead jammer. Speaking of wrecking balls, this girl is agile and strong, a lethal combination in Derby. You only have to slap 8 wheels on her and she becomes a downhill wrecking ball.
And she's actually already approached the back of the pack, and she has scored herself
I believe that's a grand slam.
Yeah,
it 5. Is. Well done. And that was less than 20 seconds. 20 seconds to score 5 points. Well done, Skaterpede. That is I can't even think of a word that describes the Exactly. Yeah, the amazingness that was that.
It's completely awesome because skating around and not only getting all those points, but lapping completely everybody while doing it.
Yeah, less than 20 seconds is 2. I wonder what she gets 25 in. How many laps in 25 or whatever? 20.
Yeah.
How many laps in 5? 50 billion.
It'd have to be. Now, Thunderbolt again, number 11. Gold Coast Roller Derby.
Big hit there by Gold Coast, forcing the jammer back outside on corner 3. And Thunderbolt is going to the bin. I didn't quite catch what she was being called for, but this is a Reef City Power Jam. Wonderful news for the girls in red, as this is where the much-needed points are going to come from. So now a big cheer from the crowd for Ree Possessed as she's looking for points.
That's it, Gold Coast putting up a huge amount of resistance, just putting in huge hits. Number 23, Spankn'Stein, leading from up the front, putting huge hits on anything she sees red that goes beside her.
And this is good news for RCRG as well, as they have a full complement of blockers. This is when they do their destruction, when they play that good, hard derby with a full complement. So I love it. And you can see
Gold Coast doing an awesome job, somehow still managing to stay in front of the Reds.
Yeah, Reef City really need to slow this pack down. This is a power jam in their favour. By skating, they're only making it harder for their jammer, so they really do need to try and slow this jam down and score some points.
Gold Coast have done an awesome job in that power jam, limiting Reef City to only 4 points.
Yeah, that was very well done defence by Gold Coast. They did call the jam, Repossessed called the jam just before Thunderbolt left the bin, which is a good strategy that every team knows. It's just knowing when to do it and making sure that you get the timing right. Because I've seen plenty of times people call up the jam and it's just that little bit too late and it's almost wasted. So well done there to Reef City for calling up the jam at the correct moment.
This to give Smiling Chaos a great opportunity to try and get lead jammer, but unfortunately for that,
yeah, Cyanide has
come back on.
And Cyanide is all over her like a rash. It is crazy. Wonderful defense by Gold Coast. And I really think that's why they have the upper hand in the first half of this bout, is their defense has impenetrable. And I'm really happy to see it. You can see why these girls got third last year in the Tropicarnage. And I think they're gunning for maybe second or first this year.
Yes, it will be an epic battle all the way to the end, Johnny Pistol. So many teams this year, but there can be, as we know, only one winner. The glory of the cup to held high and put on your clubhouse mantelpiece is what this is all about.
You got to watch out for the barbed wire on it, though. I saw one girl last year. She was like, ah! I was like, yeah, it's got barbed wire on it.
It's not a toy. It is a trophy.
Perhaps a weapon, but definitely not a toy.
Now, number 51, Skaterpede. Yeah, we have a official time out.
Yeah, it looks like the jammer for Reef City made her way to the bin, but she is being taken out of the bin, which is wonderful news for the girls in red. And we will have number 358, Fierce.
There are people running left, right, and centre, into the centre, trying to find out more information. Geek is down to himself. It may be a question of points, maybe, Johnny Pistol, with Geek getting involved into it.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a discussion in the middle there. Obviously, we don't really get much chance to find out what they're doing, being on the DNN live feed. But we will find out later for you as best we can, and we will return with you with the information that you require, that you so need, so you desperately hunger for.
But the main thing is there's 2 jammers.
2 very good jammers too. These are some of the stronger of the girls. Skaterpede up against Fierce. These girls are good at barging right down the middle. You watch Fierce. She's not taking any prisoners, and she is your lead jammer. Well done. And a great showing there by the captain to the rest of her team that 23-61 is nothing with 7 minutes left of the first half. And Fierce is looking for points. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. And a little bit of a dodge there as she takes a tumble in front of her, and Fierce scores 4 points.
Easy 4 points that time.
Yeah, we need another 4 points, Fierce, and we will be on a roll.
Yeah, Skaterpede still being held up.
Yeah, And there's that defense I was telling you about. It looks like the no-pack situation has been called, something that Reef City need to keep their eye on. More of that bridging to the front. You don't want to be caught out the front of the pack in a no-pack situation, hitting a bump, going to the bin. It's bad juju. Ooh. Skaterpede halfway around the track as Fierce calls off the jam for another 4 points. That's 8 points for RCRG. Wonderful work.
Yeah, just a quick updated score. We got RCRG 31, GCRD Gold Coast on 61 points. And this is happening so fast, Derby fans. We're down to 6 minutes left in this first half. Now we have 101, Titty Griffinwhore, the captain for the Gold Coast. She tries to go through the centre, but decides to stick on the inside line, but just has to go around one pivot, which she does. The pack getting a little bit ahead of itself, lucky not to be penalised for that.
Yeah, but they have been working on that bridging. I don't know if they heard me. They're pretty far away, but that bridging that they've been doing for that defence out the front was a much better, that one. And as you can see, the Gold Coast ladies really had to work for that lead jammer, and that's good to see that a team can learn that quickly from one jam to the next. They're picking up so much stuff already, so interested to see how the second half will start.
No, I believe they can hear you, Johnny.
Everyone can hear me.
Because someone told me Derby girls have bionic hearing.
Yeah, you got to be careful what you say. They'll hear you in another universe. Gold Coast with a grand slam there, 66-32. That is the captain, number 101, Titty Griffinwhore.
And just a pivot and one more defender to go around, which she parts them through like going through a dodgy saloon doors.
Bad news here for Cairns fans as Ree Possessed makes her way to the bin as the jammer. This is now a Gold Coast power jam.
And it's continuing. There is still 46 seconds left in this jam. Titty Griffinwhore is starting to put a bit more speed on now, trying to take full advantage of this and get as many points as she can while she is the sole jammer on the track.
Kathaclysm also making her way to the bin, making it just a touch easier again for Gold Coast coming into the end of this first half.
And another 5 points for Titty Griffinwhore, who is just about to approach the back of the pack again. Her own team steps aside. 3 defenders to go around, and she powers through on 1 foot and goes round for a nice, easy 5 points. Titty Griffinwhore, 101 Gold Coast.
Yeah, wonderful work there by the captain, showing the rest of the team that you work hard enough, you can get what you desire. And in this case, that's a big hit by number 85.
If that's not Inspirado for you, I do not know what is. And Titty Griffinwhore decides to call it off with only 2 seconds left in that jam.
Yeah, that was Diepolar Bitch with a monster shoulder. Wonderful work. The girl is tough, that is for sure. 85-32, 4 minutes exactly left on the clock. And Thunderbolt number 11 for Gold Coast Roller Derby. Unfortunately, Ree Possessed is still in the bin for Reef City Roller Girl.
But she is standing up, which means her entry into the back of the game again is imminent. But the whistle has gone. And
Futsa, number 74, Ominous Omes, lives up to her name and destroys Thunderbolt twice.
But Ree Possessed now is entering into the pack, so we have both jammers on the pack and free to go. We have no lead jammer yet. Actually, we do now.
Yeah,
Thunderbolt richly rewarded.
Yeah, well, she had to earn that one. There was a few girls that wouldn't make it easy for her. She was taken out twice, all the way to the back of the pack twice, and she still managed to get a lead jammer. So well done and respect there to Thunderbolt, who now scores 4 easy points, calls up the jam. Well done, Gold Coast. Another 4 points on the board.
Now, quick update of scores. Reef City Roller Girls 32, Gold Coast Roller Derby 90 with just under 3 minutes left in this first half.
Apologies, that was actually 5 points. That was a grand slam for Thunderbolt. I don't mean to.
Oh, here we go. The ref must have heard you because he was still holding his hand up, pointing it in our direction just to make sure we got it right.
Like we said, everyone can hear me.
Refs have bionic ears too by the sound of it.
Yeah, that scares me.
It does. Yeah, we have number 96, Ziggy Gnarly. Awesome set of dreadlocks there for Gold Coast Roller Derby. Yes.
She must have something special in them because that girl is fast and she is out of the pack. Not to be outdone, the captain for Reef City on her tails. That is Fierce.
There's both jammers, free and skating.
Kat Da Brat making her way to the bin.
Ziggy Gnarly is being held up. She hit the back of the pack and there is 3 jammers.
Yeah, and she ran into the back of Ominous Omes too. That's like the worst option out of the 3 girls you could have chosen to run in the back of. Ominous Omes is probably the worst choice. But she did well. She has managed to get past at least one of them. But Ominous is using that superior strength that she has on nearly 99% of the world's population.
That's it. It's like driving an F-350 into a brick wall, Johnny Pistol.
And she calls off the jam just as she makes her way through the pack, and I believe that is going to be another 4 points for Gold Coast Roller Derby.
That certainly is. And we are down to our last. It was certainly 4 points, Johnny. They were up to 94. Now we're down to our last 1 minute, 20 seconds left in this first half. It does get awesome now. Both teams are renowned for their comebacks in the second half.
I'll tell you what, sorry, just to interrupt you, just a big shout out to, I believe it's Subwoofer, the riding is minuscule. She is watching this live feed and she has it cranked all the way to 11. So hi to Subwoofer's neighbours. My name's Johnny Pistol. Enjoy the show. And wonderful work here by Reef City Roller Girls as they steal the lead jammer in the dying seconds to the front of that pack, and then she calls off the jam. 52 seconds left. This will probably be our last jam of the first half. What do you reckon, Meaty?
I reckon it would be.
What's the beard say?
Oh, the beard. The beard says it is still full of food from lunch. But Titty Griffinwhore steps straight back. She wants to get this over and done with, have a quick rest, so she's decided not even to step herself off. She's straight back into it again. Now, Gold Coast are 2 blockers down for this jam. Reef City have a full complement. It will be difficult for Titty Griffinwhore.
Good news for Reef City, and they also have a lead at jammer.
But Titty Griffinwhore is extremely close. Almost holding on to her like her own teammate.
I like this. Smiling Chaos was the first person to score points in this half, and it looks like she might be the last person to score points in this half. So that's always nice. Doesn't mean anything, but hey, you can have it.
No, but it's just the whole half rounded off.
Yeah, exactly. Nicely done. And I think she might have got, unlucky. I thought she got 1 there, but that is 0 points for both teams. And that is halftime. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for enjoying the show thus far. We will be right back with you. And I do believe there will be an interview or of some such coming up straight after this. I lied. There is no interview. I will just sing and dance. Oh, okay. No, even better. Video Bob will film the crowd, and I am going to judge them from this Mount Olympus from whence I sit. Obviously, the very beautiful RCRG girls all the way down from Cairns. Big shout out to Cairns. Lived up there for 4 years myself. It is probably God's gift to humankind when it comes to locations. Amazing people and amazing air. Apart from the humidity, it's pretty good. Now, the Cairns girls can't actually hear me, but I can see them. I guess we can just talk to it off. Meaty, you going to come join me? No? No, Meaty's just going to give me a back massage. He's actually playing with the cameras, but I just wanted to make him seem feminine.
Yeah, sorry, Joe. I'm just on extra duties with Video Bob, who's going around filming the crowd.
Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. He's actually what you are seeing right now, he's wirelessly connecting through his phone to the feed to your homes. So if any electronical nerds out there, it's pretty fancy stuff.
Yeah, it is coming through awesome. Video Bob broadcasting Derby to the world.
Yeah, he's going to go check out the crowd. There's a couple of our officials being all seriously and officially officialed.
They look extremely serious at the moment, don't they?
Yeah, I think when they were giving out Derby jobs, they kind of got the short straw on that one. Up in the MC booth, we can have a little bit of a larrikinism, a little bit of a laugh, but NSOs, impartial all the way.
Always impartial, always serious, always impartial. Because even if you smile at someone, that could be taken as collusion.
I like that he's doing this too, because this will be put up on the website later on, so you can watch this live feed in the archives down the track, so I'm sure the girls will want to check out this game when the game is over, and they get to look at their pretty faces at halftime, which is always a good thing, especially when you have a pretty face.
Yeah, well, that's what I wouldn't know about. That's why I have a beard.
Well, that's why we're hiding up here. Well, that's why we're up here in Mount Olympus, and we just judge discriminately against everyone.
Like Thor, the gods. Well, not Thor, because he's like a Norse god, but we'll try some Greek gods instead.
Yeah, yeah, we're a bit Norsey, aren't we? You can be Loki, I'll be something cool like Odin.
Freya.
Good. Oh, yeah, Freya.
Well, Johnny Pistol will catch up with you in the very near future. And Derby fans, I have to get back to the video village, so I think Bob is about to signal me to cut it off. See you very soon in about 13 minutes.
Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good half time, and we will see you in roughly 12 minutes.
Oh, yes, Petty is here, Petty's mum. Take it down. Yeah. Oh, fully. Yes, Petty's mum. Petty is here. I have seen her with my own eyes, looking awesome in Tropicarnage colours. Hello, all the Toowoomba fans as well. There you go, Petty's mum. She's right here.
Which one? Alright, cool. Oh yeah, you got to bring that up for us. It's really good. I love it. We're not on, are we? Oh, there you go. We are on. You might have heard that. We were just saying a big shout out for Reef City Roller Girls from Killer Murray Sr. So I will let the girls know next time I see them that he was enjoying the game.
Yeah, plenty of people watching this game, Johnny Pistol. Just so many people in the chat at the moment. Why wouldn't they be having an awesome game here at the moment? Reef City Roller Girls 36, Gold Coast Roller Derby 94, with second half starting in almost exactly 48 seconds.
Yeah, and I was just actually talking to CB, which is the bench manager for the Gladstone, about the situation here with Reef City Roller Girls, and he's saying that the Gladstone girls were in a very similar situation. They just got to slow down their play and realise that, yep, they've made their mistakes, they've learned from them. Second half is a different game of Derby, and 60 points, or less than 60 points, is very doable to catch up on. So, interesting to see how we start.
Yeah, it certainly is. We just saw Gladstone do it in the previous game. Coming from behind and putting on an awesome win. Now
they'll actually be playing the Northern Brisbane Rollers first thing tomorrow, and I believe the winner of this game will be playing SSRG. So both very good games tomorrow morning, no matter the outcome from this game.
Yes, whoever wins this and whoever wins the next game taking on the huge names of Derby in Queensland, NBR and SSRG.
Yeah, now, I believe SSRG were the victors of the Tropicarnage Cup last year and also the year before, so they are undefeated victors of the Tropicarnage Cup. So a very big game tomorrow for the victor of this game. If they could knock out SSRG, that would be a David and Goliath moment if I've ever seen one.
Yes, and not to be shirked over the NBR as well. They have only lost 2 games in these.
Yeah, and both the SSRG.
Both the SSRG, so cannot cut Northern Brisbane Roll. Maybe this will be their year this year. They only lost by 25 points, I believe, last year.
Would you like a fisherman's friend?
Yes.
Product placement.
Take you up on your fisherman's friend. Thank you very much, Johnny Pistol.
Powerhouse of mints. Now we have number 101 for Gold Coast. That is
Titty Griffinwhore, and quickly becomes lead jammer. So straight away, within 3 seconds of the start of the second half.
I was on the wrong page.
But yeah, both jammers are both clear, and both jammers are pretty much neck and neck as they approach the back of the pack. But Titty Griffinwhore couldn't get any advantage of that, so she decides to call it off, which is a pretty good decision because there's always another day for another jam.
Yeah, that was Smiling Chaos hot on her heels. Smiling Chaos is still in the mood for jamming and remains on the jammer line. Number 11, Thunderbolt for the Gold Coast Roller Derby.
Yeah, maybe if you can hear right beside us, we've got Gold Coast's very own announcer, Johnny Smash, over there.
Yeah, he's got a couple of dreadlocks with him today, so we've been calling him Johnny Smash Tafarian. And what a bumper this one has been. A few girls flying off the back of the track. Thunderbolt, the jammer for Gold Coast, one of them, Smiling Bones, taking out on the inside there nicely by Skaterpede. A little bit of a ref interference there. Smiling Bones is through, and she is your lead jammer. Well done to the Reef City Roller Girls, making the best out of that mess.
Yeah, Thunderbolt actually is rolling over one of her own players, number 23 to get past at that time, Spankn'Stein. But now she's free through for her first scoring pass.
And Smiling Chaos does well with a hit it and quit it. A great start here for the girls in red and yellow as they dominate the first jam of the second half of the fourth game of the first day of the third ever Tropicarnage Cup.
This is going to get more confusing, Derby fans, as we go through. And now, number 96, the Ziggy Gnarly.
Yeah, up against the captain, number 358, Fierce. Fierce. Fraulein Fierce.
Ziggy Gnarly, just like Johnny Smash, also has a nice set of dreadlocks and some very sweet tattoos, Ziggy Gnarly as well.
Unlucky there for Fierce. She was just about to get her head through the end of that pack, called as lead jammer, and then she managed to put one skate out on the inside and had to go all the way to the back of the pack. And
Ziggy Gnarly, number 96, manages to power ahead, becoming lead jammer for the third jam of this second half.
I think she's done very, very, very well. As I believe she's been lead jammer every single time she's put on the jammer panty. So, Ziggy Gnarly, congrats to you.
That's it. She took a huge roll there, but rolls, there's a big break fall and just jumps straight out, but getting a bit of pressure on the twos, the pair of twos. Ree Possessed and Viva Las Vengeance.
I like this. Fierce has actually managed to take the lead. Despite not being lead jammer, she is now half a track in front of Ziggy Gnarly.
Yeah, Ziggy Gnarly just can't get through. She's got one of her own players there blocking her, but now there's a wall of 3 Reef City
well
Roller
done there to Reef City Roller Girls, as it looks like 4 points to 3. So despite the absence of the lead jammer, Reef City managed to get the big one on that. And a big crowd favourite too by the one gentleman sitting in the crowd.
Yes, we can hear the huge shout out. Plenty of fans, Reef City, all the way from Cairns.
You're going to hate me for this. Is it pronounced Fraulein? Is that it? Just put a crap load of exclamation points if it is.
I believe it is Fraulein.
And not to be outdone, Gold Coast returns the favour and is your lead jammer for Jam 4 of the second half.
Samcyanide. And as soon as she becomes lead jam, she's already through the pack again. Not quite. She just got held up. She's only got one more defender to pass, which is a pivot.
Yeah, big hit there too by number 21, Killer Bones. Putting in a monster shoulder. Doesn't slow her down, but I'm sure it hurt her.
But regardless, still a nice 5-point pass there. A grand slam there for the Gold Coast Roller Derby, which brings them up to the ton. They've cracked the ton. They're now at 101. Huge points.
And it looks like Cyanide's caught up the jam just as number 99, Bible Basher, makes her way to the back of the pack. GCRD now with the 103. There's the Hunter Broken RCRG on 44.
Yeah, I think Samcyanide's knee pads are actually starting to slip off, so I think that's why she called it off from the ground. So when she got up, I could see the tag hanging down.
Yeah, not a good thing to have a knee pad fall off mid-jam. I have seen a skate come off someone's foot once. That would be G-Banger from VRDL managed to skate and lose a skate and still managed to get lead jammer.
Still managed to get lead jammer.
Yeah, one skate on her foot and she still gets lead jammer.
That is awesome. VRDL, they are truly monster team of roller derby, not only in Australia but anywhere in the world.
And you wouldn't have seen it on the camera, but a wonderful tightrope there by Skaterpede as she jumped around the blockers at the front and then tiptoed just on the edge of that outside line. So she's done well to hold in, and she is your lead jammer. Looking for points now for Gold Coast. Big hit there by number 2, Ree Possessed.
They're still trying to bludgeon her way through, but no, just gets hit out on both jammers are down at the moment, but they are now both up and both straight back into the action. Now Raw Shark, there seems to be a little bit of confusion. Raw Shark, I believe it was just saying strongly where the pack was. There seemed to be a bit of confusion about the step out of the pack, but it's
a skinny pack too there, Meaty. We've got 2 apiece.
It's very light on the pack. But still, to no avail, there's still 2 jammers, and they are still both going.
I love that. Number 358, Fierce. I'll get this, but I'll call her Fierce from now on. Takes a hit and then recoils it back into her fourth, almost pushing her into the floorboards. So a testament to her strength and agility there.
It's almost like she's made of rubber, like Reeve Richards himself, the man of rubber, was her father. Now, once again, for Gold Coast Roller Derby, the captain of the team, the powerhouse, that is Titty Griffinwhore.
Yeah, and up against number 65, Smiling Chaos. I believe Smiling Chaos has actually put their most points on for Reef City thus far, but not to be outdone. Griffinwhore on the inside.
Yeah, she sees a gap on the inside, just takes a huge step to the left and straight through.
Yeah, that was nice little dodge there she did too. She faked on the outside, straight down the inside, barely was touched. Smiling Chaos also through the pack now.
That's in the pack is starting to speed up slightly with Reef City Roller Girls starting to speed up the front. It's holding up Gold Coast Jammer, Titty Griffinwhore. She's still trying to battle her way through. But actually, there's such a good wall there from Reef City Roller Girls that they actually managed to get their own jammer through for an awesome 4 points.
And that's what you want to see from a team that doesn't get lead jammers, still puts on the points and still puts on the pressure. So wonderful work there by the girls in red and yellow. I almost said red and green. That would have made me look borderline retarded. That's green to you, isn't it? That's got to be green.
That's it. It's got to be green. Like looking through the eyes of a dog there, Johnny Pistol. It's a quick update on the score, even though it is written in front of you. Rollers, Reef City Roller Girls, I should say, on 55 points. Gold Coast Roller Derby on 110. We got Samcyanide and for the Gold Coast and Bible Basher for Reef City, and Bible Basher has become richly rewarded as lead jammer.
Yeah, she's doing well. Just to answer a few questions I can see on the boards there, the floor is very sticky. It does look slippery, but Morayfield is famous for having one of the stickier floors in Brisbane. If you want to slip before you go out to Ipswich, which is borderline ice rink.
And if you want a real challenge, come up to Toowoomba at the Founders Pavilion, where there's the cold, hard death feel of the concrete. And it has lots of cracks, so it does sort out the skaters. Yeah, we have once again Thunderbolt, one of the number 11, one of the most favourite jammers for Gold Coast Roller Derby, wanting to get some more points for her beloved team again.
Yeah, and also for you Reef City fans out there, if you're wondering where Joey is, he is literally 3 metres to my left, and he is doing the in-house announcing just to make sure that the Reef City girls know that he is here and watching and supporting them with his sensual and vibrating voice.
There's his dulcet tones up there with Johnny Smash.
Now you'll see Reef City has lead jammer. That's number 65, Smilin' Chaos. And this is good news for Reef City, 58 to 110. They still have a little bit of catching up to do, but they are not that far behind that they are out and done yet.
Yeah, number 11, Thunderbolt, putting on a huge amount of speed, trying to catch up as best he can, but Reef City saw her coming and decided to call it off before an attack could be affronted.
Yeah, nice work there by Smiling Chaos, managing to do the hit it and quit it, and then not taking the risk it for the biscuit and getting that jam call immediately. Number 3, 5, 8, the captain.
Oh, it's Captain
Fraulein Fierce.
Yes, well done, Johnny Pistol.
Got it, Fraulein Fierce.
Now it's Captain versus Captain, because opposing her, actually shoulder against shoulder at the moment, 101 Titty Griffinwhore. But Titty Griffinwhore tries to go left again, but this time Reef City Roller Girls are ready for her and put her in a trap. But no, she managed to break free and gets lead jammer, and is still putting on the speed and skating away. Now it looks like Gold Coast Roller Derby is just starting to slow the pack down a bit, trying to help their jammer catch up to get some points. So it looks like she will hopefully get their jammer through and then call it off as soon as she passes.
Oh, and she does well. Just managing to stay on the tippy toes of her feet. 4 points there for the Gold Coast Roller Girls, Roller Derby rather. Yeah, this is a bit of a back and forth, isn't it, Meaty? You get one team scores 4, then Gold Coast scores 4, then Reef City back with 4, and then it seems to be crawling that way up into the hundreds. 114 to 62, 19 minutes left on the clock.
Yes, both teams just trying to put as much pressure on each other, trying to force a mistake, because that could be all it takes to, if one jammer goes off, plenty of points can be scored, and that could be all Reef City needs to catch back up.
Yeah, number 99, Bible Basher, is looking like she's going to take the whip, and she does. Lead jammer for the little one.
Closely followed, almost with a hit to the head, number 11, Thunderbolt.
Yeah, Thunderbolt is a little bit like the bad guy out of Terminator 2. When she gets knocked down and she's not lead jammer, those arms just are pumping and she starts killing. You get that fear of the god in her eyes. It's scary. Even up here, up in Mount Olympus, I'm a little scared. And well done there to Bible Basher, calling off the jam just as Thunderbolt comes into the back of the pack. And it looks like 2 points there for Reef City.
Yes, as long as the points still keep ticking over. That's exactly what Reef City needs at the moment. But once again, we have number 20, Samcyanide, for the Gold Coast Roller Derby. Now, jam is about to start. We have number 3, 5, 8, Fraulein Fierce.
Yeah, that's it. I'm going to make you to say it from now on. I'm just making a fool of myself. Not that I don't usually, but not on the first day. The first day is my serious day. And unfortunately, it looks like Fraulein Fierce will be making her way to the bin. And this is a Gold Coast Power Jam. That was a forearm major. Well, I always say major. You know, I'm back from when we used to have minors.
And majors.
And majors.
Now it's just the cold, hard reality of majors only.
Yeah.
No more cougar anymore. No more collecting minors, just majors. And a huge 5 points there for number 20, Samcyanide.
Yeah, she's done well for Gold Coast earlier in the bout and just recently as well, and now she's adding up to that score, her personal score, which would be quite high, I would like to think. She's had a couple of power jams in her favour, and wonderful work here by Cans as they force her all the way to the back of the pack.
That's it, Kathaclysm doing a stand-up job as a pivot.
Yeah, Yeah, that's all you want to see.
Yeah, forcing Samcyanide all the way back, and because it was almost half a track, she just decides to call it off and start another one again. And she welcomes her teammate number 51, Skaterpede, who is still in a power jam situation for Gold Coast Roller Derby.
Yeah, unfortunately, Fraulein Fierce is still sitting in the bin, and she hasn't actually stood up yet, so definitely more than 10 seconds left for her sin bin time.
Now, Skaterpede just tentatively taking the back of the pack, but for some reason...
No one wanted to hit her.
No one wanted to touch her. They just let her step aside, and she took that and went, I will surely take those points.
Yeah, I'll definitely take lead jammer from you.
That's it.
Thunderbolt in the bin for Gold Coast, and they force this pack forward. Skaterpede with a big rush up the middle, and so a little bit of defense there by number 74, Ominous Omes, but Skaterpede with 5 big points.
Yes, 1 foot on the line as well as she comes around that third apex, which is approaching again now as she calls the jam off.
Yeah, nice work there too by Skaterpede as she calls the jam off, just
as Fraulein Fierce entered the back of the pack, about to go on a slather.
Yeah, she was looking for it. She was looking for it. The captain for Gold Coast, number 101, Griffinwhore, up against number 99, Bible Basher, aptly named Little One by the people on the chat, and no doubt everyone in the crowd supporting Cairns.
Yes, we're getting huge scream outs everywhere for both teams at the moment, Johnny Pistol. The crowd is really starting to like what they see here.
Yeah, well, after that Gladstone game, it's hard not to enjoy every game afterwards. So, and Bible Basher is being done for a forearm major, just as she managed to make her way through the pack. Very unlucky on the timing, and if you managed to see her face, she was a little disgusted.
She was, but not Titty Griffinwhore. She had a smile on her face and even copped a whip as she sped through to now become calling it off as she scores 4 points.
No, that's 0 points.
0 points.
I'm not actually sure why she called it off. That's why I'm not talking. She got straight through and then managed to call. Maybe she... I have no idea why she called that jam off.
Yeah, well, she must have thought second about it because she decided to stay out there and have another jam as well.
I was actually thinking maybe she called it off because she was going to swap the panty to someone else, but she's staying out there. So we have Griffinwhore back on the jammer line for Gold Coast. I might ask her later on in the day exactly what was going through her head when she called up that jam. Not saying that's the wrong choice, I just don't understand why.
Yeah, she might just want to have a reset and have another attack at it again. Getting Reef City putting heaps of pressure down on Gold Coast. But Titty Griffinwhore breaks free and she is lead jammer. And it is still a power jam.
Yeah, good old-fashioned power jam. Thunderbolt back on track for Gold Coast.
And nice 5 points there for Titty Griffinwhore. Managed to go through, and now she's putting on a little bit of speed, trying to catch up back of the pack and score another couple of points as she passes.
And she's doing this very quickly as well. She manages to get out of the pack and almost full circle in less than 20-odd seconds, which is no small feat. Jam called here by Griffinwhore, rather.
Yeah, she's seeing the opposing jammer and blocker standing up, ready to come on, so she has a quick look to the right and decides to call it off, so there might be at least one more go at becoming a lead jammer.
I still reckon she probably should have gone for that last lap, as Bible Basher would have still had to do her initial lap.
So
she could have gone for another 5 points there, but
it gives number 20, Samcyanide.
I just talk about it.
You just call it as you see it. Johnny Bisley gives 20, Samcyanide another a chance for her now to become lead jammer and still in power jam.
Yeah, and Bible Basher, the little one, back on track, and I'm sure she's looking to redeem herself after unluckily being called for a forearm major on the last jam.
Yes, Samcyanide is lead jammer at the moment, and she's just about to come round the fourth apex and approach the back of the pack. There are people everywhere.
Unlucky there as Ree Possessed takes down an opposing blocker, and Bible Basher goes over the top.
And Samcyanide passes everyone, so gets an awesome 5 points grand slam as she calls off the jam and passes the panty.
Yeah, very nice done by Gold Coast, the roller derby. I almost feel a little bad for River City as they seem to have all the bad luck. There is no one's fault. There's no skill level differences here. It is just a few bad things happening, like falling over your own skater and tiny things like that. Still a close game, 140-64, Gold Coast in the Blues' favour. We have 12 minutes left on the clock, both teams with some timeouts left.
And number 11, Thunderbolt, goes quickly around the outside and skates away. She wants to come back around again and gets more points. Now, Her own compatriots are skating backwards, trying to close the gap for her. And as she does, she approaches the back of the pack for her second pass.
Oh, and she's done well. A big hit there on the corner of 3. But number 42 is through. That's Malice N Mayhem. And I believe this is her first jam for Reef City. So many RCs.
That there is. And Thunderbolt just calls it off. She scores 4 points, calls it off, and limiting Reef City Roller Girls to 0 for that jam at least anyway.
The captain for Gold Coast, Griffinwhore, up against number 65, Smiling Chaos for Reef City.
And the whistle has blown. Titty Griffinwhore tries to go through first, but it's been held up. But no, she bludgeons her way through on the inside line and skating as fast as she can because she can see right behind her. Reef City Roller Girls jammer.
Yeah, number 65. That's Smiling Chaos. And Smiling Chaos almost took a tumble there. She got very lucky. Her opposing blocker managed to take a tumble. Smiling Chaos got the back of her heel clipped, but she managed to stay on one skate and on her feet.
There she has very awesome shiny green and gold skates.
Yeah, they're very. I'm sure Toowoomba would be jealous.
That's why I mention it, because I'm looking right at it now.
They're antics. Beautiful, beautiful antics.
That's it. Now we have a team timeout to Reef City Roller Girls. Yeah, we're down to our last 10.5 minutes. Reef City Roller Girls 64. Gold Coast Roller Derby 148. Gold Coast would love to increase from third to second or potentially even first. They have the skills to do it. But
yeah, another team to watch, as if anyone in the Derbyverse would know, Gold Coast and Paradise City used to be the one team. Now we have Gold Coast and Paradise City, obviously. So to see the Gold Coast losing as many skaters as they did, to put up such an incredible performance as they are, it only makes me fear Paradise City just as much. To think that a league can split in half and both teams can put on points and damaging Derby like they do is a testament to their training and no doubt their coaches and a few other things thrown amongst them.
No, it isn't. We'll just have to see who... Oh, that's right. Paradise City is playing maybe the winner of the second game today. We'll have to check.
We're going to check for you. It's around here somewhere. Dave will know. He's a master of disaster. Luke Skywalker, he's after. Number 358, the captain for Reef City. She is your lead jammer. That is Fraulein Fierce. And she is dominating this particular jam with almost a full lap head start on Samcyanide.
Yes, Honest Dave has stepped in and given us the word that it's going to be a battle of the coasts. It's going to be Card versus Paradise City. That will surely be a battle. North Coast versus South Coast. There can be only one winner. Who will it be? Stick around, Derby fans. That will be in 2 games' time.
Big 4 points there for Fraulein Fierce.
Yeah, looks like both teams taking their time coming back onto the pitch. They've been skating so much, a lot of jams going down almost the whole 2 minutes, but still time for dancing.
There's Smiling Chaos showing off to the camera that she... a little bit of a boogie. It's a good song too. It's Dropkick Murphys if anyone can't hear it.
Oh, there was some awesome blocking there on Thunderbolt. But no, she managed to recover and she goes around the outside while no one was looking and managing to very quickly catch up to the
I'll tell you what, I think Smiling Chaos should dance before every jam she does. I think every jam that she's danced, she's been lead jammer. Maybe that's what it is. A little bit of a boogie to throw off the nerves. She's looking for points now. Big hit there by number 22, Kat Da Brat. And she calls off for the hit it and quit it. But she's been done for a cut. Yeah. And this is not good for RCRG. As Smiling Chaos has been done for a cut just before she called off the jam.
Yes, that gives Gold Coast Roller Derby the awesome opportunity. Thunderbolt, number 11 for a power jam, and she tries to do a big leap over the second apex, but misses. Just lands it a little bit wrong, so she has to yield back behind number 21. But now,
yeah, that was Diepolar Bitch, number 85, just with a little love tap in midair. And Thunderbolt went screaming down into the, I was going to say the bitumen, because Diepolar Bitch is on my mind, but it's actually floorboards. Very sticky floorboards.
Yeah, Thunderbolt number 11, awesome 5 points there. An extra 5 points to the total of Gold Coast Roller Derby. Yeah,
and Thunderbolt straight to the middle.
Yeah, weaving every way she can, but there takes a dive almost into the crowd, but quickly recovers.
Yeah, she'll have to yield as she did get taken out of bounds by the respective blocker. And once again, Diepolar Bitch is all over her like a rash.
Yes, having to yield again.
I'm not sure why Diepolar Bitch is being sent to the bin. I didn't actually see the ref's call. I can't say if I agree or disagree with it.
I believe I thought I saw a back block, but I couldn't be, so we cannot agree or disagree.
I like the way you think, Meaty. Thunderbolt with another 5 points. And the jam is called by the clock.
Yeah, a full 2-minute jam. Because no one could call it up because the jammer who was lead jammer was in this bin of sin.
Correctamundo, my big friend.
Now we're down to our last 7 minutes left of this awesome game. It's only going to build up and get more exciting. So do not leave your viewing device, whether it be a computer, a big screen, a cinema, or a mobile phone.
Could even be one of those like crazy radios that pick up internet stuff.
Yeah, the amazing things you can do these days. Broadcast to you live from Video Bob's booth.
We're actually in the basement of his house. We're pretend this is all green screen.
Yes, we have to be good for him to let us out. Please, Bob, give me a drink of water, but I guess that is out of the question. Not until at least this game's finished. Anyway, Johnny Pistol.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? We have number 20, Samcyanide for the Gold Coast Roller Girls. And, of course, Smiling Chaos still in the bin for Reef City.
Not being able to stand yet, so there'll still be a little bit of time. But huge heads put on number 20, Samcyanide.
Did Ree just get ejected? Yeah, just to let you know, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, Ree Possessed has been ejected. Not good news for Reef City as she's put on a tremendous effort for the girls in red. But yes, Ree is ejectamundo.
But there is some good news because Smiling Chaos has been released from the penalty box.
Oh, wonderful work too. She outsmarted every single Gold Coast girl just then because she knew that as soon as she took a step back on that track, they were going to close that big hole that they were tempting her in. But she went for it anyway, and I don't think they actually thought she was going to do it. Straight to lead jammer. Wonderful work.
Ziggy Gnarly was sort of onto it, but she was just too quick.
Yeah, she's got the speed, Smiling Chaos. She sounds like something you'd call a hurricane. Oh, here comes Smiling Chaos to destroy all our houses again.
Or a really savage dog.
Yeah, like Cujo. And this is my dog, Cujo, and Smiling Chaos. Now, she's done well, and a nice hit it and quit it there. A testament to her speed to outsmart and outplay 4 very good players from Gold Coast.
Now, Derby fans, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty, the last 6 minutes left in this bout. Currently, we have Reef City Roller Girls on 73, Gold Coast Roller Derby, the powerhouse that they are, on 162 points.
Yeah, with the little one, Bible Basher, stepping up to the line for Reef City, and she's going to go straight down the guts, trying to take the inside here, and Gold Coast are closing every single gap as soon as they open.
Number 20, Samcyanide, gets released from the penalty box and comes and gets rewarded as lead jammer from the penalty box. That is some awesome work there.
And some very unfortunate news as well, as Bible Basher will make her way to the bin for a cut major, as obviously there is no minors, but we can still call it a cut major because it sounds wicked and it rhymes and it's got a few syllables.
It does rhyme and it's got more letters than we can even make up and spell. But number 20, Samcyanide, still cruising around, still getting another 5 points and very quickly approaching the back of the pack. Her team steps aside. She only has to get through 2 defenders, which she does. Oh no, she's thrust by number 22 back into the pack.
Yeah, that was Ominous Omes as well, number 74. A nice little team effort there from the girls in red.
Yeah, shutting down Gold Coast Jammer like you wouldn't believe. That was awesome. But now, getting ready for the next jam.
Yeah, we are. As a guesstimate, I'm guessing we probably got 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 jams left on the clock. Still plenty of time to close up that gap for Reef City. A good power jam here or two, maybe 2 power jams, 30, 40 odd points.
But speaking of power jams, Gold Coast is in run right now. Captain Titty Griffinwhore.
And she's straight through that pack too. She's done that a few times this bout. She goes straight up the guts and then cuts straight for the inside line and uses that strength and agility that she possesses highly and takes lead at Jammer. Once again, inside line and then straight up the guts, looking for some points. She already has 2 points, and there's the full 5 points for the Grand Slam.
Yes, barging her way through. Just out in front of us, there's a fair wall of blue sitting there, cheering her on as she goes past. And then she gives a bit of appreciation to the fans as she goes past. Yeah, she's smiling.
It's nice. It's good to see the girls have still got smiles on their face. Both River City and Gold Coast, they're having fun. And that's what Derby's about.
Especially the Tropicarnage Cup. You cannot get much more fun than a Tropicarnage Cup, Johnny Pistol.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Except for maybe Great Southern Slam. But that's a different kettle of fish.
Well, that is fun, but that is in Victoria.
And Adelaide, and it's cold.
Oh, Adelaide, that's why.
It's so cold. Why do they do it in winter?
But they do have Coopers on tap down there at every pub, so that is an awesome thing.
Yeah, that is a very, very good thing about Adelaide.
But now,
number 99, Bible Basher, the little one, steps up to the plate one more time, up against AK-47, Major Rage.
Yes, Major Rage's first jam, I believe.
Yeah, Gold Coast are going to give her a run. Now, despite her not jamming at all this bout, she has got lead jammer straight to the bat. I was about to say, AK-47, Major Rage is actually a very good jammer. She's just more useful in the pack, in my opinion. The girl is a tremendous team player, and it's good to see her get a lead jammer.
But no fear about that, Johnny Pistol. The girl can jam, and as she's approaching the pack, she's trying to weave her way to the outside, just gets almost coat hanger there and brought down, but no.
A little bit of a booty whip there, too, for Major Rage. She goes to call up the jam, and it looks like it'll be 2 points apiece. 2 points to Reef City, 2 points to Major Rage. Wonderful work there by Bible Basher to sneak those 2 points in at the back end of that jam as well.
Yes, there is 4 whistles to blow. There is a good opportunity if you can put the speed on and at least pass someone before all 4 whistles blown. You will score those points. Yeah,
and if anyone's got any speed, it's definitely Bible Basher. Also, speaking of speed, number 65, Smiling Chaos.
Yes, and I believe for the first time tonight as well, it's number 24, TMNT, Shellraiser, having a jam for Gold Coast Roller Derby.
And she's straight up the inside. Shellraiser is your lead jammer.
Yes, first jam becomes lead jammer, and if you can hear that, through this microphone, the crowd is liking what they see.
And look at her crossovers too. She just crossovers the whole track. She doesn't even think about it. Wonderful work there by Shellraiser, coming into the back of the pack, looking for some points, takes the outside line, looks for the whip, and she gets it. She's going to hit it and quit it. And there's Shellraiser with some points and hyping up the crowd as well. Yeah. That's what you want to see.
Dropping the penny at the same time, and Ziggy Gnarly put a huge hit on the jammer to stop her getting points before the 4th whistle as well. I think that was out of shot off camera.
Yeah, Shellraiser really hyping up the crowd, and I love to see that. It's good to see that the girls are having fun. Now we have 1 minute 4 seconds left on the clock. 184 to GC, 77 to RC, and this will most undoubtedly be the last jam of this bout.
Yes, and really wanting to have a go this last jam. Number 23, Spankn'Stein. She goes through the middle. She goes around the outside. Oh, what can she do to get through? There's still 2 more defenders to pass, but she has a quick little fall.
Fast back as well, Meaty. This is very good.
But here she goes from having a misstep, coming through with huge amounts of speed on the 3rd, becoming lead jammer. That is completely unbelievable. That is awesome work from Gold Coast Roller Derby. That's such a powerhouse.
That's Spankn'Stein too. That's her first jam of the bout, and it will probably be her last jam of the bout.
These last 3 jammers, they've all had a jam, and they've all become lead jammer.
Yeah, and that's that momentum that you get in sports sometimes. Sometimes things just work well for you. And that is the jam called. We have 10 seconds. Reef City has plenty of time to call up a timeout if they want and continue the game. And it looks like they are not going to call the timeout, and they're going to let that clock wind down. But once again, a big congratulations now to Gold Coast Roller Derby for what will be undoubtedly their victory over Reef City, the impenetrable wall. The girls from the north, the Tropicana lovers.
Yes, excuse me for 1 sec, Johnny. Pistol's going to go over and...
No, that's all good. We are now going to give you a live feed from the phone, a nice, close and personal for the girls as they do their victory lap.
Yes, and there we have it. We can see Video Bob going down, getting close-up shots for your enjoyment at home. Now it's still the unofficial final. Reef City Roller Girls 77, Gold Coast Roller Derby 185.
There it is. The Rorschach, the head ref of the bout, has called the final score 185 to Gold Coast Roller Derby, 77 to Reef City Roller Girls. And here is the victory lap by the Gold Coast Girls, and well earned, I think, Meaty.
Oh, it certainly was. That was an awesome game, and the crowd, all of the crowd pretty much has come out to show their appreciation for both teams. Now, victorious today, we have number 11, Thunderbolt, 16, Bitterness, 20, Samcyanide, number 22, Kat Da Brat, number 24, TMNT, Shoal Razor, AK-47, Major Rays, 51, Skaterpede, number 96, Ziggy Gnarly, 23, Spankn'Stein, Sushi Slammer, $2.50, and Titty Griffinwhore, 101. I actually don't think Sushi Slammer played, so we'll just cancel that one out.
Yes, we will.
And now...
Yes, and of course the Reef City Roller Girls, a hard-fought battle if ever I've seen one, and they deserve the clap and applause from the crowd that they received. They're wonderful girls. I've met a few of them myself, and they are gorgeous and lovely and bubbly. We have number 2, Ree Possessed, number 21, Killer Bones, number 22, Viva Las Vengeance, number 358, Fraulein Fierce, number 42, Malice N Mayhem, number 6, Lemons, number 65, Smilin' Chaos, number 74, Ominous Omes, number 85, Diepolar Bitch, number 919, Kathaclysm, and my personal favorite for the game, number 99, Bible Basher. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Johnny Pistol, and it's been an absolute pleasure commentating for you. Stick around. I'll continue to be here for the next bout, and thank you again, Meaty, as well, for being my company.
Thank you very much, Johnny Pistol. It's always a pleasure when there's roller derby on. I love to be here, as I know you do. Now, signing off, we're getting plenty of on the internet now, getting plenty of congratulations for Reef City and for Gold Coast as well.
Yeah, and it's good to see that the teams have all got smiles on their faces. Like I said, that is what roller derby is about. It's an empowering sport, no doubt, but if you're not having fun, you really shouldn't be playing it.
No, because fun is what it is all about. And if you can see down there, we can both teams basically crash diving on each other to get into the most awesome photo that we've seen today.
Yeah, that's a mixed bunch of fun right there.
That is a mixed bunch of fun.
Now, Gold Coast will continue on to play, I believe, SSRG tomorrow, and Reef City will play the loser of the second bout. And once again, don't hold anything I say to heart, as I'm generally wrong, misdiluted, and slightly retarded.
Yes, now Gold Coast Roller Derby, they are a powerhouse. They will be taking on Sun State. Now, I believe personally that they can do it. If anyone can, it would be Gold Coast. So stick around, Derby fans.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to prove to be a very interesting day of bouts. Couple of winners, couple of losers, and the winners obviously will go on to the Garanda final. We got Smash to Fire and standing behind us, throwing us off. Not that it's hard to really throw us off, because we're not the best at what we do. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name's Johnny Pistol. It's been an absolute pleasure to commentate for you. I will see you all again in the next game, as I have the pleasure, no doubt, of probably commentating with Johnny Smash. So there we go. Stick around, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again.